Just let me know when I need to start talking.
You said that. On Carl.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody. Apparently I missed my cue. Dang it, Blaine, stop sending stuff in the chat. Um, oh gosh, this is not off to a great start. We missed all of you. We've been gone for a very long time. Sorry, some of us decided to take a vacation, and others of us. Oh my gosh, Blaine,
What's up, Carl?
why? I wish we could have like one of those pop-out screens on the side just so we could show the chat as we're playing. That would enhance this campaign by so much. Oh my goodness. What I would give. Anyway,
Wait,
Tom Brady's
what
essential.
would you give? Tell me what you would give.
gosh, my left kidney for science.
Not
Andrew doesn't want your left kidney.
interested.
Oh, do you want my right kidney?
No.
Oh,
We are off
well,
to a great start.
Anyway, last time we left off, Seishin and Kyo were leaving the castle after discussing some stuff with Jericho and also escaping a battle that Kyo had with a wizard in the past. Additionally, we also have Saul, who attempted to stop people from cutting down the tree, which is holding a mysterious aura. But now he has determined that humans are stubborn and will stop at nothing to do dumb things. And so now he's sitting there and waiting for stuff to hit the fan. Meanwhile, Dante is currently behind enemy lines. What he'll do, we don't know. Does he know what he's going to do? I don't know, but we'll find out this
Dante's
time.
back. He's actually back.
But he is back for real this time. And we'll find out what happens on this episode. So yeah, let's start with Seishin and Kyo. Y'all were leaving the castle. Remind the audience where we're heading off to.
We were going to the tree to help Saul.
Excellent. Are you guys, remind me the transportation y'all were taking?
Bear.
Bear. Okay. So can you roll check for me for running, Seishin?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hang on, let me make sure I'm looking at the right things here.
Gotta get into the groove. I've been out of it for too long.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun last episode.
It is gonna be a really fun last episode.
Okay, you said for running?
Indeed, for running. I mean, I guess you could roll something else. You just won't be running to Saul.
Since
Jumping.
does Saul's prayer still affect us? Like, are we still rolling with advantage, or is that worn off by now?
I think it's still within the time frame. Yeah, because it was still applying. I mean, I'm trying to remember stuff from a month ago, but it still applied to while you were escaping the wizard. It hasn't been that long after, although I will warn you, it's going to wear off at some point here.
Okay. I rolled a 27.
Nice. All right. So, Seishin is zooming. Kyo, you're barely holding on, as he's running. You guys sprint past the lake, past the woods, and you get to the swamp with the bridge. How do you want to go across this? Because there's the rickety like planks that are going across, but some of them are like broken. So you can either do that, or you can just like start wading through the swamp to begin with.
I say we. How long is this bridge? I forget. Can I jump this bridge with my speed?
Definitely not.
Even if I have speed, I bought speed twice.
Definitely not. It's a very long bridge. Like you can't really see the end of it through the low-hanging fog that constantly just sits over this swamp.
Does Saul have the bag?
It's a good question. I'm not entirely sure who has
I
the
thought
bag right
Hazor
now.
had the bag.
Damn.
Yeah, I think Hazor might actually. Yeah, I think he does have the bag.
Fairly certain
Actually,
he does,
Never
yeah.
mind.
which means
We're out of
yeah,
bag.
every one of your magic items, including the berries, is God knows where.
No, I have the magic items in my.
Oh right, you have
Yeah,
them. You
yeah.
took them out of the bag. Smart
Quick.
thinking.
God tier play.
Well, I mean, it's not like they can help us right now.
Kia, you wanna try to jump this bridge?
I mean, I could probably just run across. I don't know how you're gonna get across.
Carl, how sure is Station that he can jump this bridge?
How sure am I that Sation can jump this bridge, or how sure is Sation he can jump this bridge?
What I'm asking you is, what do I need to roll to decide how sure Station is he can jump this bridge right now?
I don't think you have to roll anything.
How about this? So
I
Hold
think
on,
you
Keo.
as Station would be absolutely confident in your abilities.
Hold on, Keo.
we've established, but like, hang on. We've established that I can make it across fine, right? I'm light enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, except for
I
there's at least one or two planks that have been broken because
well, I can just jump over them.
maybe. I mean, it depends on how long. I mean, the planks are like what 6 feet, so I mean, if you can make that jump, then sure. But
Okay. What if I try to go across and then use my entangling spell to like lift you over to the other side?
Sounds cool. Sounds cool to me.
She's like, oh, fun. I get it.
Okay. I'm gonna try.
yeah,
and
sure. All right. All right. You guys start walking down the planks, making sure they don't break. I'm gonna roll some stuff here. Not looking too great. Station, about 10 planks in, you guys are maybe a third of the way through the bridge. You step on. Q kind of steps onto a board and steps off. Makes a pretty loud creaking noise. And then you step on and it snaps.
Whoa!
And you fall into the swampy, gooey mud.
Okay.
You now have mud up your kilt.
Well, I thought it was a bear at the time.
Yeah, but the bear still has a kilt on. Obviously.
That's true. Bear kilt. Someone draw
Yeah,
that.
he
Someone
does.
draw the bear wearing a kilt. I'm into
With
that.
bad pipes, preferably.
Okay. How high up is the bridge from the water or from the mud?
It's like 1.5 2 feet.
Oh, okay.
You think you can climb up?
I think I could climb up. Let me.
Just roll a d20 for me.
Strength? Or.
Yeah. I mean, preferably climbing. If you have it.
No,
If you
I
don't,
have
then
climbing.
that's okay. Just roll for me, and I'll see if it's good enough.
7 on the die.
It is not good enough. Station tries to scramble up, and he breaks another plank.
Keo, I think this might be quicksand. Keo, please help me.
Okay. I'm gonna.
It was the narrator cuts in and goes, "It was definitely not quicksand."
I'm gonna try and cast Entangle to see if I can like use the vines and lift him out.
All right, go for it.
19 plus. Okay, so that's 28.
All right. So you feel these reeds kind of writhing around you, Station. You're like,
I
first
think I was
thing you
thinking.
think of is snakes.
Oh my god.
But then you kind of get lifted out of the mud and kind of set back down on the next plank over in front of Keo.
Station's like bundled up with his eyes shut, like screaming, like "Oh my god!" Ah! like the scene in
bear
the
form.
SpongeBob movie when they're falling.
Station. They're not snakes. They're not snakes.
Am I dead?
You're not dead. They're not snakes. Come on.
Wait, are we on the other side now, or are we still in the middle of the bridge?
It's still in the middle.
Oh,
We gotta keep moving. Come on.
What's the? Are we running across, Carl? What's going on? Or are you rolling
yeah.
for us?
Make 3 more rolls.
Against what?
Just on a d20.
Okay.
Yeah, just a flat roll.
Both of us?
Yeah,
3 total, or you want? Each
I just
one?
want 3 total. Yeah.
12, 12, 15.
8, 9, 19.
All right. So you guys have to do pretty similar sequence to what just happened one more time. Sation, you're convinced that this swamp has horrible, horrible things lurking underneath the surface. But you guys get to the other side. Sation, drenched with mud. Keo, with a sizable amount of mud, not from her falling in, but from having to pull Sation out.
All right, hop on. Let's go.
oh no.
She like gingerly climbs on.
All right. Station, you kind of bolt and like this the shape of a bear in mud kind of sticks behind and falls on the ground. Don't mind me. I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
You're just in a like Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner type mood right now.
All right, you guys start running. It probably took like an hour or two to get through that. By the time it was pitch dark when y'all left, right? If I remember correctly, like it's the
late.
middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the time you get there, it's still pretty dark, but it's got to be like being early morning. I mean, the sun hasn't come up yet because like y'all are really, really close to winter. So, I mean, the sun's not going to come up for a while. But you guys finally run in and you round a corner and you see just a ton of armored people with shields and spears kind of turn around and go, "What is that?" And all of them kind of get, hey, there's a bear! There's a bear! Sound the alarm! And they start making walls across the path with shields and spears drawn.
I stand up in bear form, like on my hind legs, and try to look as not menacingly as possible. I'm just
Keo falls on the ground.
Hey guys, it's just a big misunderstanding.
They're all standing there, shocked, dumbfounded. One of them goes like, "Great Scott, it speaks!"
Sorry, hold on. He turns around really fast and transforms back and then turns back in human form.
Is he a witch? I think he's a witch, yeah.
Hey, our friend, we have a friend. We've come to talk to.
What's your business with this friend, Witch Bear? And whoever just fell on the ground behind you. We can't
I'm,
really
like,
see you that well.
slowly getting to my feet.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my prisoner.
that was right in the tailbone.
That's my prisoner. We're here to. I have a friend. I have to deliver this prisoner to my friend.
They all just kind of look at each other. What sort of prisoner would be way out here?
My prisoner.
We're in the middle of damn nowhere.
My bear prisoner. Of course.
They all look very skeptically at you.
Can I roll against whatever you just rolled with that persuasion?
With what you just said, no.
Absolutely. My bear prisoner. Bruh.
Absolutely not.
Listen to me. There is an enemy army amassed to the west. Is it west of here? Am I remembering this right?
Yeah.
West, amassed to the west. We have critical information that we need to get behind your lines right now.
Is your prisoner one of them?
No.
Then why is she your prisoner?
Because she stole my berries.
Well, that's got to be awful painful, mate.
Yeah, it was the worst experience of my entire life. I didn't. Listen, we could talk about
They all
castration
kind of like
right now,
shake their head
or
and go.
listen to me. This information is absolutely vital. We need to get through to our friend.
Who is your friend anyway?
Prisoner, who is our friend?
Why would we let you see a prisoner, even if we had any?
No, prisoner. My Keo, my prisoner.
Oh, so the prisoner has a name now.
Always
Hello,
has.
prisoner with a name.
What's going on?
They're all just kind of standing there looking at you. This doesn't seem very convincing. I don't think we should let you pass.
So how close is this to the great tree?
It's a little bit of a distance off. I mean, you could probably roll to see if you hear any commotion.
Okay.
I want to try and make. Never mind.
That's
Actually,
an 8.
yeah, I want to try and make a flower grow out of the ground. I know it's not like a spell, but can I just like roll the?
Sure.
It's a 15 plus 24.
All right. This little daisy kind of comes up in the middle of the ground, maybe 5 feet from you. Seishin doesn't notice it because he's too nerve-wracked to figure out what he's about to say. But and most of the guards don't really notice it, but a few of them do, and go, "What's that moving on the ground?" And someone throws a spear at it, and it lands right next to it.
Oh my god.
Seishin does see that. And now he thinks there's something on the ground moving.
Snakes? Are there snakes?
No, there's no snakes. I made that grow. Can I go see my friend? He can also do crazy things with, trees. The redheaded one.
There's a lot of those there, miss. We have quite a few redheads, actually.
I'm with my people.
Yeah. 36, counted them myself.
Station looks back.
37.
Station looks back at Kyo, looks it in the eyes. How much does Kyo weigh? Roughly.
100 pounds? 110?
Okay, that's doable. Station is gonna transform back into bear form. And he's gonna
Are you gonna chuck Kyo over?
he's gonna pick up Kyo
Oh my god.
and rush toward the line of people.
You understand they have like very long spears, right?
Listen to me. I know what I'm doing.
I have 3 health points.
Don't worry.
Take that in full damage, my guy.
No, I'm not gonna throw her high. Don't worry. Station's gonna start running.
Put me down.
He's gonna throw Kyo
Put me down.
and slip on the dimensional ring. And try to run past the line and catch Kyo on the other side.
That is quite possibly the most wild, batshit plan I have ever heard come out of your mouth.
But
I
it makes
love
sense.
and I want to see how this turns out.
It like doubles your distance that you travel too, so it's
Yeah,
totally feasible.
I also have plus 8
except you
strength.
don't actually know if it's a 1-to-1 ratio.
I also have plus 8 strength and an increased throw range. So I could probably get her over the length of the spears.
They're pretty long spears. I mean, we're talking like,
I hope this is
4-meter pikes.
Well, that's not a spear. That's a freaking pike.
Kyo, here's the plan. I'm gonna throw you over the line.
You already threw me. There is
Okay,
no plan.
Kemper, here's the plan. Okay, I threw Kyo over the line while sprinting full force at this line of people. They're not going to be aiming up at you. They'll be aiming at the bear that's rushing them. By the time you're over the line, I'll be in a different dimension, passing the line, flipping the ring off, and catching you on the other side. It's too late now.
This is going to be an insane plan. Kyo, I really hope that if this fails, you roll low on fall damage. Because otherwise this is going to be a very sad and short episode.
What am I rolling against?
Thrown high
Carl?
enough to take fall damage?
Am I rolling against running or strength here, Carl?
Running, but also strength, but also you're gonna have to make a check for dimensional navigation.
Okay.
And also you're gonna have to roll some general athletics check to catch her on the other side.
Andrew.
Wait,
all right.
If she doesn't get caught, that's when she takes damage, right?
Correct.
All right, so I'm rolling.
Do you have any providence
strength to throw her?
Do you have any providence points left?
No,
I have the providence point guy, but too bad I'm not there to give it to you.
You can still give it.
I've already committed to this action. I think it's too late.
No, but Hunter can still give you the providence.
Wait. Does he get the advantage still?
Yeah, he still has advantage, but
Ooh.
it's going to be a difficult roll either way.
All right, what am I rolling
Plus,
first, Carl? Strength?
A little bit of razzle dazzle didn't hurt nobody. Huh?
Am I
all right, roll the first.
Throw?
Yeah.
All right.
I need to see how far Kyo would go.
Okay, that.
Oh my god.
That is 24.
That's pretty far.
Next is running, I assume. Running, Carl?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm trying to track. I'm trying to remember what I don't remember from Garlahan's physics class and figure out how feasible this is.
I'm a physicist.
I'm getting a minor in physics.
I'm fairly certain this probably should not work under any real-world physics.
What do you mean?
I'm a bear with increased throw range, Carl.
Yeah, but we also established that your stats don't change once you go into bear form.
No, but have you ever seen those people that like throw a football up in the air, run, and then catch it?
Footballs
in
are
the
not
sea?
100 pounds though. Blaine.
Footballs
I
are like
know.
not even a pound.
Have
I
you
know,
seen?
but
Have you
he has
seen?
he
have
has
you-
a dimensional ring that like doubles his walking distance. Like his,
I also have
you know,
speed
he's
times 2.
he's got like instant transmission, damn near.
Also,
You
Carl,
know?
have you ever seen a parent throw their child up and catch them? It's the same
Yeah.
thing. I'm just moving while I do it.
Yeah, Carl. You ever seen that?
Okay, let me roll for running.
This is going to end poorly.
26 for running.
I don't know, man.
I
It's
think
going
I'll,
to
I
Okay.
think I'll be able to
far.
make it. What's next? You said interdimensional travel or whatever navigation.
Yeah.
All right, this is planology. Okay, a skill that
Goes
will
the
no longer
opposite
exist next
direction.
episode.
Man, I need to look up how. You guys make me Google the strangest things.
What are you Googling right now?
For planology, I rolled 19 total.
Thank you, Cora, for answering strange questions on the internet.
Thank you, Cora. Every DM's savior.
That's a 19 on planology. That's
Yeah,
damn
I
good.
think I'm gonna be all right. Keo, as long as I land this strength check, I think
A
everything's gonna be
19 you
fine.
said on planology?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now what? A strength check to catch her? Right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The most important one.
Please.
20 fucking 6. Is it good enough? Oh no!
Carl.
Carl, I rolled so well, please.
Only one of those was below 20.
I
I
know.
can't
Please.
die
So-
like please. This can't be how she goes. I cannot please. No death by yeet, please.
Death by yeet. Oh,
I'm going to be completely honest. Just. Oh, gosh. Okay, so. Just judging off of this possibly completely fraudulent estimate on how far someone can throw. Because I think even this is very generous. Although, I'll take it because I need to be generous for any of this to work at all. You should be able to throw someone 130 pounds 5 to 8 feet.
30.
Okay, so take the hypotenuse of
However,
that.
she's 100 pounds,
Right?
so I would think that would add like a foot or two.
Okay.
Plus you're running, so that might also add a foot or two. I don't know, because
you got momentum.
they're saying just standing.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's just assume max range 8 feet, another 3 to 4 feet. So let's go with 4, so 12 feet. I mean,
And those
that's
guys
12 feet.
those guys can't just if they're in a line, they can't just turn around with spears. They'll run into each other.
That's true. They're not going to turn around. The problem is 12 feet. You get past the length of the spear.
Does she land on someone's head?
That indeed would be the case, my friend. She is going to land on top of somebody.
But that's
Bright
fine.
news. Shouldn't take too much fall damage. Because you're not really falling that far, and there's not really anything sharp to fall on.
Yeah.
You might get like a little bit of a bruise, and it won't feel that great in the morning. But the poor soldier boy is probably going to break your fall. So this is how this is gonna play out. All right. Let me describe the same with that caveat. Right. Seishin gets repaired. Kyo's going, what? No. Seishin picks her up, runs, chucks her, slips on the reins, starts running. Kyo flies through the air. This is like slow motion for cinematic effect. Comes crashing in to this soldier, falls on his face, shields like this. She's like laying on top of him, going, "What on earth?" Seishin comes out like past the line, takes off his ring, turns around to catch her, looks down. She's already on the ground.
Quickly pick her up and run away.
That's the plan.
I slowly climb to my feet, and I.
You
look
don't
at
even have
Seishin
time
and
to
I'm
get
just
to your feet. Seishin's just grabbing you and bolting.
This seems like a Monday. Is it a Monday today? Like,
Feels like it.
feels like a Monday.
Can confirm it's Saturday.
No, I'm talking about in.
Oh, in game.
in a-
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry
Oh,
guys, I'll make
maybe
it up
it
to you
is.
later, he says as he runs really fast.
I need to roll. I'm not even sure how these soldiers would entirely react to, like, most of them are like not like trained soldiers. Like some of them definitely are, but like most of them are definitely like militiamen.
Mm-hmm.
And they just saw two of the craziest things happen in their life that they'll probably like. Nothing's gonna top this.
Most of them just kind of sit there and go, "What the hell was that?" And then one of them goes, "Well, don't just stand there, get them!" And a group of them just start running after you. Wait, stop! Stop it! Stop you! There!
See you later.
Bear person with the lady!
This is such a
You
Monty
guys are
Python
running
skit.
through camp. Everyone's kind of turning around and watching this spectacle. And then like, pursuing after you. You guys round the bend. You see the big tree and Saul standing there, and Saul, you look over and you see Station running with Kyo straight towards you. And then after he rounds the bend, like 50 soldiers are running after them.
I'm gonna
Hey, it's
I'm
our
gonna
friend.
take-
Hey, look, this is our friend. Saul. Hey.
Everyone standing by you, Saul kind of looks at you and looks back at Station. You know this guy.
yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What the heck's going? Like everyone kind of collides together, and like all the soldiers kind of surround, and they kind of point swords in their.
Sage.
We're
Okay,
with
so
him.
what,
We're with this guy.
what's going on?
Just typical Monday.
Yeah, I asked one of the guards what.
To punch Station as hard as I can.
Sure, roll to hit. Station,
Right.
what's your armor class?
15.
18.
Okay. Okay, Station, roll to dodge.
19.
Damn.
All right, Kira, you kind of, and Satan goes, "Whoo, not so fast."
I will never forgive you.
Can I roll to counterattack?
No, you can't. I'm gonna step in between you. I'm stepping in between you two and saying, "Chill,
just
chill out."
just your typical Monday, Saul. Don't worry about it.
Meanwhile, Dante's just kind of like sitting around. So, what you guys do for fun around here?
I turn to what looks like the man in charge and I say, "What's the problem here?"
He goes, "Well, first of all, crazy shit just went down.
I'm
Bear
sure.
walks up. We make a shield wall, because, it's a bear.
Right.
Bear turns into your friend here. We're like, what the hell is that? A man in a bear? Or a bear in a man? We're not entirely sure.
It's kind of weird. Yeah.
She falls off his back, crawls back up, makes something move on the ground. We're thinking, we got a bunch of witches on our hand. We're freaking out, and then we're trying to figure out what's going on, and then this blimey bloke just picks this lass up, runs full steam at us, chucks her in the air, hits Stephen in the face.
Oh, Steven! No! Oh my god.
He's still knocked out cold. We decided we wouldn't wake him.
I'm so sorry. I'm
And
gonna.
then disappears out of thin air. Ends up on the other side of the line, picks her up, and starts running again.
I'm glaring at Station right now.
I have seen a lot of things in my life, but what was that? It was like
okay.
it was like when me cousin decided to eat mushrooms at the last training exercise. I mean, he was out of it for days. He describes stuff just the same. Are we in a dream? And is this fake? What on earth is happening?
All right, I'm gonna get up real close to this general, like put my arm around him and kind of like murmur in just kind of whisper to him like, "Hey, listen, man. You're right. These guys are they're gifted people. Um,
You mean witches?
well, they're gifted.
He means to say they're witches.
Hey.
Hey, don't call.
Come here.
Hey.
Come here. And I put my head, like my forehead against this guy, and I'm like, they're kind of gifted, but like the bear dude over there, and I'm saying this under my breath so Station can't hear. He he's kind of a little off. You know what I mean? Can I roll for? Well, I'm not even. This isn't even a deception check. I'm literally telling the truth right now.
He just goes, well, of course he's off. He turned into a freaking bear.
Yes, but listen, they're friends of mine, and they have helped massively for this battle in holding off the army. They are technically heroes.
While this is happening, I slip on the dimensional ring,
Oh my
walk a
god.
little bit closer, and then pop it off, and I'm like, "You guys talking about me?"
Station, go sit in the corner.
This captain goes, oh my god. He's like, what are we doing here? He kind of leans over to his lieutenant. He's like, why are we here? What is this madness? I go into the wood, like, we didn't even know this forest existed 4 days ago. And now we're just climbing up into the reaches, and now we got witchcraft, and we got some wise man coming out of the middle of nowhere and kind of gestures to Saul here and goes, he's telling us not to cut down the tree, even though Superior's told us to cut down the tree. We're damn weird. That's another thing. Why are we cutting down trees?
That's what I'm saying. Look, the tree's made of freaking stone. How can you cut that down with what you got? Huh?
He's like, it's made of stone. I hadn't even looked at it. That's weird.
That's
Anyway,
weird. Yeah. Get your men to stop.
those aren't my men. I can't actually tell them to
Ah,
stop. Sorry, mate.
I feel really
Yeah.
bad for you.
Can I roll to see what like the tree looks like? Like what's going on with it?
Yeah, what's
Is
the state of it
standing?
right now?
Currently they have not been able to break the bark.
That's what I figured.
What's
I mean, it's
what's
gonna.
around it? Like who's trying? How many people are trying and what are they using?
They have a giant saw blade. Probably like 10 or 12 feet long. This is the biggest dang saw blade you've ever seen. And they got probably 6 or so guys on each side pulling.
Hold on a second, and I turn back to the general or the whoever's in charge. Maybe not a general, but whoever's in charge. You're saying these aren't your men?
No. I had my units were supposed to be guarding the front. We got another units guarding the back. You know, we split. We're organized.
Okay,
We're civilized people. You know, we
Just-
split it up.
Just making sure they were part of your army.
Oh yeah, no. They're just different regiment. Yeah,
Okay, well,
I can't tell them to stop.
let's all
Even
just
if I did, it wouldn't matter.
lower the weapons. Go back to what you were doing before. I promise I'll keep my friends in check.
I'm going to have to check with the general before I do anything. For all I know, these two are a serious detriment and a threat, and how am I supposed to believe a word you say? I mean, we know you're not much of a threat. You didn't bring any weapons, and you haven't been able to do anything effectively in combat as of now that we can tell, so we don't really mind. Plus, we figure we can take you. A bear? Not so sure about that. So,
Okay. 1 second, and I turn to Station and Kyo, and I'm all right. Huddle up, huddle up. The general is knocked out right now. I knocked him out as soon as I went into the tent. Not like intentionally.
What?
It
What?
wasn't an intentional thing. It was I just
We did.
wanted to.
Okay, we
I
knocked
wanted
someone
to.
out, but it was on accident.
It
Listen,
was in, I was on accident. It was on accident. I tried to assert my holy dominance over him,
so,
and
what? So,
right, and try and
That brings a new term to. Yeah, yeah. Asserting dominance. Asserting holy
um,
dominance.
well, it's essentially what I was trying to. Listen. I wanted to go in, and I wanted him to understand what I was trying to say, and understand that I, I, I went in, and my resume was a little too hot, essentially,
um,
and he's fried. He's fried right now.
so,
Kind of passed out. I've kind of been just like standing by
hang
the
on,
tent, like, hey, he's general's.
hang on.
He's
You're the
sleeping right
general
now.
that this guy just said he needs to go speak with,
Yeah.
and you're the last person to be seen walking into that tent with him,
hmm
and he's fried.
Well, he's not. I mean, he's just kind of like he basically saw God for a second, and then
Hang on, I think I saw God once. Maybe I
yeah.
can go talk to him.
Remember? Okay, yeah, go for it.
Uh,
I
actually,
I don't.
maybe not. They probably don't trust me enough to walk into that tent alone right now.
Yeah. Uh. huh.
Wh- Uh,
So, uh,
maybe I can make some kind of distraction.
is this the general though? Would I know that this is the general, or would it be like the
you have no idea.
shit? Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna play it by ear, and if they try to go in there, I'll be like, I actually already tried to go in there. The general's sleeping right. No, I can't do that.
Pretty
I
late.
shouldn't. I shouldn't lie. It is pretty late. I shouldn't lie though. So, you guys.
Station gets a light bulb. Bing. I'll go talk to the general, and he walks into the tent.
Okay, well, you start walking to the tent because it's not like immediately right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
You're...
yeah.
So the captain, who's very flustered, goes, "Absolutely not," and starts running after you.
Station starts running to stay ahead of the guy.
Oh, Keo, I'm so sorry that you've had to put up with this.
Me
He
too.
dives and takes out your ankle, my guy, and you
Me?
fall on your face. Yeah.
Hey, what's this all about?
He goes, "I am not letting you lay a hand on him, you beast."
We're both just crawling toward the tent.
This is so.
Listen, I
Several
have some
other
things to
guards
say.
kind of walk over to you and kind of like hold you down and pick you up.
I slip on the dimensional ring if I can reach it.
Okay, well, a soldier's holding your arm, so that's gonna be
Shoot.
real difficult.
Shoot. Okay, maybe not. If you guys say so, I guess I'll go hang out with my friends if you don't want me to talk to him.
They go, "We're not letting you go anywhere," and they bring you over to a tree on the side of the road and tie you up.
Oh, not this again. Episode 1 vibes.
Okay, I have a question. I have a skill or a feature called Blessed Assurance. Could I use that to make everything cool?
You could certainly try, but it would depend heavily on how you roleplay this.
Okay. Uh, I walk towards the person heading towards the general's tent, and I say, um, I I know you're just doing your job, but what I need you to understand is that there are things that are out of my control and that are out of your control that happens within this world. Um, and I'm sorry for my friend here, but what I need you to understand is that um, he means well, and the things that we do may seem a little erratic, but it eventually we get to the point. So I would like to ask again for your patience. I know this is a stressful time for you and your soldiers. Uh, there's, I mean, this is the first battle in uh, what I would assume is a very, very long time for you guys. So I understand that there's like stress involved with that. So I just, again, I ask for your patience uh, in this endeavor, and I'm going to roll. That's a 30.
He looks at you and goes, I appreciate your understanding, friend, but I still am going to have to talk to the general about this. I cannot break the chain of command here. I have to talk to him about this, and we have to get this settled. I can't be having intruders coming into the camp. That being said, I'm going to need to insist on you and your lady friend there. You're also gonna have to be detained.
Okay. All right. I will willingly go with you.
Cool. All right. Keo, you also get tied up.
We
All
tied
of
to
you are.
trees?
Yes, indeed.
Barbarians. I'm spouting shit like that at them while I'm tied up, like it's
Sation,
ridiculous.
please shut up. You're the one that got us into this situation.
He goes into the tent and he disappears for a long while. While he's in the tent, I'm gonna check in with Dante. All right. All right. So, Hunter, all of the kind of troops have just kind of been standing around, and they've started to make fires and started cooking things because it's been too long since news has been heard. You guys heard that the pass collapsed, and you have been sending scouts to find other ways around. Some of the soldiers are murmuring something about maybe there's another pass around, or are we going to turn back? What was that about the blades that came out of the portal earlier? Can we go back? I do not know. And one of them looks at you and goes, Oi, you, what's your name?
It's a good question.
Yes.
That's why I asked it. Yeah. Do you have a name, son?
Not that I remember.
Yes. You kind of look around. You've now drawn attention to yourself. He kind of looks at you and goes, You don't remember your name. What's your regiment?
I'm gonna have to take a pause real quick. Would I know any of that? It's been a long time since I played. I want to make
Probably
sure I
not.
have.
You're
Oh,
probably
that's
gonna have to
great.
make some shit up.
Yeah, well, I wasn't planning on that. Okay.
You're gonna
Hmm.
have to do a lot of stuff on the fly here, bud. Be
Yeah,
prepared
I should have
to
just
BS up the wazoo.
um Am I like completely surrounded, or am I just?
Oh yeah, no, dude, you're in the middle of camp. I mean, they're not really like pointing weapons at you. You're just kind of sitting at a campfire. There's a whole bunch of campfires around you, and they're just kind of looking, and they're a little perplexed that you don't know your name, and you wouldn't tell them. So that's the sitch.
Oh yeah, I'm just messing with you guys. See, my name is Caleb, but I got hit in the head a while ago, and sometimes I forget my name, and sometimes I pretend that I forget my name. Really weird. I don't understand why. Why that happened when I got hit in the head, I don't know. Anyway, I'm with 13th Regiment, but I got again. I don't know why. I feel like I was in another regiment, and then I got transferred over, and I don't even really know what's going on anymore.
How long ago did you hit your head, friend?
About a week or so.
On the ships?
You see, I can't even remember if it was on the ships. Mate, I don't remember. I guess it had to have been.
Right. Must have been smacked by an oar.
Yes, I remember now. That's exactly what happened. Yes. Very, very nasty or I don't even know why it happened, but it did.
Right. You mentioned. Curious. Say, repeat your name again.
Adam. I don't know. I actually don't know if I have any other names, but I just know Adam. I'm being honest here. I actually was never told I had any other names at any point in my life.
Well, that's not terribly unusual. He goes, what do you think about this? Stuck in the pass again. He's sharpening his sword.
I don't know. I think there's got to be another way we can go around. I was gonna ask somebody if I could uh volunteer to be on one of the search parties to go find an alternative pass. 'Cause I have a feeling that there's got to be some other way around here. I just have an odd feeling.
Oh, Adam. You must have hit your head really hard. You know we don't take volunteers for search parties, silly. We already have designated scouts. It's very structured, you know. You should know that, foot soldier.
What I seem to have forgotten.
Your accent, it's curious. Where are you from, Aiden?
I'm from a lot of places. I moved around a lot in my life. I was in the north, in the south, in the east, in the west. Settled on
You
an
don't
island a
say.
little bit. Actually, that's a lie. I've never been on an island in my life. That's just a shenanigan story. I wish I could have been though. But I think I've spent the most time in the north, but I think I was born in the south, or maybe in the east. No, it was the south.
Say,
Yeah, it was the
you
south.
said most of your time in the north, but like up by Gresham.
Nah, I don't believe so.
Do you remember where it is, or did it knock the sense of your childhood out of you too?
You see, I don't really remember a lot about my childhood. A lot of things happened that I choose to forget.
Right. By the way, I suppose it wouldn't hurt, although we don't really get a say in much, but what do you say, boys? I'll go check out what command has to say and see what we're doing about this. If I heard correctly, I think one of the wizards fell down the cavern. Which would be mighty unfortunate. That's a huge loss. Although, if I remember correctly, it might have been Drexum. And if it's Lord Drexum, then maybe we don't have to keep pressing forward.
Well, this is I guess, out of character, but yeah, I don't know that I have much of I don't have much of a choice to do anything here. I can't really just walk away.
You
Especially
just
since
now
I
walked out of
screwed
it?
myself. Yeah, especially since I just screwed myself over by drawing attention, which is the exact opposite of what I wanted to do, but I was too dumb to think of something immediately on the fly.
That's fair.
Um, uh, well, no, it's just because I wasn't prepared for that immediately, which I was kind of expecting to be able to go on patrol, which I don't know why I was expecting that, but that's what I was hoping to do. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of just gonna do what they told me to do. Kind of try to like sneak around and eavesdrop on conversations though, but like
Well,
I
I
don't have a
mean,
choice to do that.
he did have a conversation going there about Drexum, because, I mean, that's information you didn't have.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess like yeah, I could probably ask about it. Yeah. Okay. All right, can you say why losing Lord Drexum would mean that we may not press forward?
I mean, was his idea to come here in the first place. I mean, the other wizards are different levels of enthused about being here. They didn't really have much choice. I mean, Drexum's the most senior, and certainly he carries the most weight. Certainly not the most talented, though. He just has office, nothing more. But you
I,
didn't hear me say that.
it makes sense though that if he's the one behind the plans would make sense. I got it.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect many of you to really know much about that. But yeah, there's a chance we might not have to press forward. I mean, we can't really go back. The fact that all the ships burned, that's a mighty unfortunate loss. It means we're just gonna have to settle here, I suppose. But we might not have to fight through this pass after all. I mean, not really sure if there's an army on the other side or whatnot, but there's some serious trouble going down at the pass. Though we heard there was some magic going on here as well. From what we had heard about the intel, it wasn't supposed to be very much magic here on this end of the world. We must have been mistaken.
Kind of perplexing, yeah.
Perplexing indeed. Although, of course, as I mentioned, Drexum is not the only one enthused about this plan. I mean, there's also the dragon, but we haven't heard from him in months, so we're not entirely sure where he is.
And you're not talking about an actual dragon, are you? Just so I understand you correctly.
Are you dense, lad?
Remember I hit my head.
Right. No, he's not an actual dragon. I mean, we haven't seen actual dragons in a very long time. I mean, there's myths, of course, great myths, and like all the major houses say they're descended from dragons, real dragons, that is. And the dragon claims that he is a dragon. But I don't see the wings or the scales, so I don't know. But yes, he is a dragon. but perhaps not in the physical sense you're trying to understand, but he is a dragon.
Hey, got it, got it.
And you should remember that. You should remember that from here on out. Because if someone asks you, he's a dragon. Dragons don't like to be told they're not dragons. And neither do their ragtag little followers like them to be exposed as non-dragons either. They consider it blasphemy, and then all of us have a whole hullabaloo, and then it's not good. And even if he wasn't a dragon, he does breathe fire, and that's awfully terrifying. But surely as long as he lives, we will likely have to finish the mission in some semblance. But I'm not under his command. I'm under a much less enthused one of the wizards, although he doesn't claim to be a dragon yet now either. I mean, of course, there is a dragon in his household who claims to be, and he'll pay homage to that dragon, but he does not. But you're in a completely different one. You're in a different house. You got different colors. Say, what is your wizard? Oh, never mind. You wouldn't know. You hit your head. Either way, we're gonna be here for a long night.
I'll wait for further instructions.
Indeed, indeed. Right. I will give you time to think about that, Hunter, and I'm going to cut back to the others. Okay. So you guys are all tied up. The captain comes out with the general. The general is walking now, but very dazed and confused.
Awesome.
And he's like, General, what's we ought to do with these lot? He goes,
I have a question. Before. Whenever I first spoke to the general, he was kind of in a catatonic state. Is that the right? Have I like inceptioned him to any extent where it's like what I said actually stuck with him? Where
I don't even remember what you said, to be completely honest.
essentially what I said is I need you to listen to me. What they're doing with the tree is bad and you need to stop it. And he was just kind of like, sort of thing.
Right. Okay. So he kind of like stumbles out and he's like trying very hard to focus. And he goes, "That one." And the captain goes, "Yeah, what about that one?" They're pointing at you, Blaine. He goes, "Don't touch that one." Aye? What of it, sir? I have a bad feeling about if we touch that one. Better yet, let him go for now. But keep an eye on him. Aye, sir, says the captain, and walks over to cut Blaine loose. What about these other two? He goes, "You're the bear, right?"
I could be. If you want me to be, I could be.
He is.
Yeah, he stays there. And this is the one that makes things move. Yeah. I'm not really sure what to do with her, but keep her tied up too.
She's chill.
I didn't ask you.
All right.
He goes, I'm going to need to lay back down. Kind of stumbles back into his tent. The captain kind of looks around and goes, now what have you done to him? Everyone's acting a fool right now. We're in piss poor condition. How are we supposed to stand a chance? You said there's an army on the other side. I mean, we saw that tent lights on the ridge. We thought they were already here.
Well, they were.
We stopped them.
Yeah.
What do you mean we stopped them?
The lass who makes things move. She stopped them.
I can't really see how that's possible.
The pass is destroyed.
Let's put it this way: the
There's
pass
a
was
pass?
Yeah. Well, there was.
Not anymore.
What do you mean
pass
it's
went
destroyed?
bye-bye. There a lot has happened.
I didn't even know there was a pass there. No
By the way,
one's been in these woods for hundreds of years. We don't really get very much intel on here. Most people are spooked to death. Most of the soldiers out here are scared shitless because, frankly, it's a little spooky.
Listen, this is why we needed to get in here in the first place. We need the general to know all of what's happened to the west. This is of utmost importance.
Well, the general's practically out of commission.
Seems like he
The
had too much to
herald
drink.
is God knows where.
the herald,
Yeah, the herald.
the one that
Man,
dropped me
silly
off.
hat, walking around.
Yeah, he was the one that dropped me off here.
Yeah, maybe at the gates, but he went missing again.
By the way, I turned to Seishin and Kyo. Are you guys injured? Do I need to call? Do these men need to get you some medical attention?
Theo needs some help.
Or-
I want to use the tree that I'm bound against and try and heal myself that way.
I knew there was a druid nearby. Could I ask the druid to heal her on top of her healing?
Unlikely.
Okay.
I'll just roll.
Yeah.
Okay, 16 plus 16 plus 9.
All right. You get 5 hit points back. And the couple branches kind of shrivel up on the tree.
I think sorry, had it.
All right. So you guys kind of gather. So you kind of get to your feet, and you hear this very loud crack noise. And it's very silent. And everyone's kind of still. And then you hear the resuming shh of the saw.
Could I check on the tree? See what?
Yeah. So you walk up to it, and they've cracked through a section of the bark.
Okay. Could I do a religion check to kind of see to ask my god for more information regarding this, what's trapped in there, maybe what it is, what its intentions are, where it wants to go, stuff like that.
You ask, and there's silence.
Okay. Hmm. Well, I mean, the last thing my God said to me was patience. So, um, I guess I'm gonna go back to Kyo and Seishin and sit down next to him. Be like,
All right.
we just need to have patience here in this situation. Um, as you can see, we're outnumbered. I think the only thing we can do is wait for the inevitable.
All you ever want to do is wait. We need to act.
It
They're gonna find a way around.
think tactically, Seishin. What
Tactically, I think it would be wise for that army in the west to find another way around the pass. I'm sure
then
they're spending their time right now doing just that.
then would you like to then and I whisper under my breath, would you like me to help you escape so that you can find someone else to help you from to believe what you're saying? And then you can um let me handle the tree. You and you and Kyo handle the army.
I find it bold of you to think that I need your help to escape these bindings.
I just asked if you needed my help.
I think we'll be able to handle the army. Do you think you'll be all right here by yourself?
It took a lot for me to seal or for me to to s- prevent the whatever evil was in there from escaping the last time. I think if it escapes fully, it um, might take even more of me. But
What are you saying?
and I reach into my tattered robes and um, I put something in Station's pocket and I say, if I don't come back, then read this.
Oh, was it like paper?
It's a letter, yeah.
Okay.
Saul, you're gonna come back. It's you have your
I
God with you.
I hope so. I really do.
All right. Few hours pass, and this great commotion comes up in the camp.
By the
It's
way,
maybe like
are you two gonna do anything regarding like escaping or anything before?
Um, I think we're gonna wait for a time that feels appropriate.
Okay.
Since the
uh,
pass just exploded, I don't think it's completely urgent that we figure
Yeah,
everything out right away.
yeah.
there's a great commotion in the camp as a scout comes back and goes, "They found a way around the pass. Everyone mass up. We're meeting them on the field of battle near a lake.
The dead baby lake. Oh shit.
Hmm. Hmm.
Line up. We're going marching. The We've created some rafts to allow for the marching across the mud. Let's go. Everyone go. Bring the message to the general." After, 15 minutes, there's a large amount of movement. Some guards come over and kind of grab Seishin and Kyo, and they look at you, Saul, and just keep walking, kind of pulling your friends off to join the rest of the army.
Are we still bound?
Indeed, you are bound. They're pulling you along on this rope. And you guys kind of march off. There's a small contingent that remains around cutting the tree. It is probably around 6 or 7 in the morning. The sun's probably not going to rise till 9, so it's still very dark. As you guys kind of round the bend, Station, you kind of get one last glance of Saul just kind of standing there, muttering something to himself, looking down. All right. You guys kind of leave, and Saul, you're left with yourself. Another 30 minutes pass by, and the cracking just keeps getting worse and worse and worse as time goes on.
I am going to pray for strength, for resilience, really, in my faith.
Awesome. All right. Dante, you guys have been sitting at the campfire for hours now, and someone runs over and goes, "Gather your things. We're moving around the pass." They're like, "This soon?" And they're like, "Yes, we found a shortcut around. About a mile up, there's a little glen, ravine or such. We can cut straight through. Filed 3x3. The guy who is talking to you most of the night goes, "Well, Aiden, I hope you don't get hit on the head again." He puts his sword back in its sheath and goes, "All right, man, let's go." They file up and start marching off. You're not entirely sure where you should be marching off to or in what formation, but you kind of shuffle along and try to look as professional as possible, which is very hard to do because a lot of them march in sequence and you don't know what that sequence is. But they just assume you're fairly tired. At one point, someone pulls you aside and brings you over to the infirmary unit and goes, "Look after this one. He's a little strange. He keeps shuffling his feet as he marches. I think there's something wrong." And he files back in. About an hour passes for you, Hunter, and you guys line up. You guys line up and file in. You can't really see much. You're set up on this strange hill. There's this hill with these stones stacked on top of each other, maybe 100 yards from where the rest of them are filing up. Your guys are kind of filed up on one end, and the other army, you presume from Sterling, but you can't really tell because it's really dark, is lined up on the other. You kind of have a decent view of the battlefield. Keo and Station, less so with you guys. I mean, you're stationed. You guys are kind of shuffled near the bed of the lake, so you don't really get much of a view. I mean, you can kind of sort of see pikes off in the distance of the other army, but not really. You can't really see any faces. You're not really sure where anything is. There's dead silence. And then after maybe an hour, people trot up. Hunter, you see 2 people on horses with some guards around them trot to face each other. Some words are exchanged. None of you know what they are. They nod to each other and turn back. And then they go, "Yeah!" And then all their soldiers go, "Ah!" And start making a grand commotion. And then all of them are like, "Form lines!" And they get their pikes down. "Forward, march!" And they start walking forward. On your side, Seishin and Kyo, you guys here. Draw shields! Arrows! Notch! Soldiers! March! And then you guys hear the deep bellowing of bagpipes as they start walking forward. Drums off in the distance as the two groups walk towards each other in the night. Saul, while this is all happening, finally they push one more thing, and then there's this grand crack and the tree splits and branches start falling down, crashing everywhere. A lot of the men go, "Oh no, shoot! Take cover!" And then there's a little bit of silence after the stone rubble kind of crashes to the ground, and there's this, and the soldiers running kind of collapse over next to you. You kind of just stand there. This great fog amasses around you. You can't see the tree. You can't see any trees. It's nothing at all. Just you and the dark. In front of you appears this dark silhouette of what appears to be you. No features, just an outline of you.
And I know it to be me. It's just.
And you know it's you. No defining features to tell you so. But deep down you know it's you. There's a deep voice that kind of emanates from it. Mm-hmm. Saul. There's an echo that reigns after every word it says. You can't hope to stand here and save them. Who do you think you are?
I am nobody. I'm nothing.
That you are, Saul.
Yes.
After all, you're just a drunk, washed up in a hay cart, with nowhere to go. And then there's this painful jabbing in your head, and you get a vision of when you were discovered that one day, waking up in a hay bale, whiskey in your hand, having no idea where you were the night before, or any night before that, for that matter. You don't even have a name. You just kind of sit there, and you hear the voice. Do you really think that it should have been you that was spared? Do you really think it should have been you that was found on the side of the road? What good have you brought into the world, Saul? All you've been is a raving loon, hopping from pub to pub, town to town. What are you doing here? You should go home. Oh wait, you don't know where home is.
I am destined to do this.
Destiny. Go on. About destiny. Tell me more, Saul.
This is my calling. I was chosen to serve the one, my God.
kind of silence and a little bit of recoil. Make a roll for me, Saul.
Okay. Do I add anything to it?
Your religion.
Okay. That is 23.
Okay. He goes, destiny. The only thing you're destined for is failure, Saul. It happened before, it'll happen now. You kind of get the same jolting pain, and you kind of wake up and you look around, and it's a dark night, just like the night you just left, but you're somewhere else. A different place. You're in one of those stone circles. You're in funnier robes. White robes, with green letters embroidered in the sleeves. Old letters. Strange runes carved on stones around you. And you see others dressed just like you. Kind of look around, and you look to your right, and there's a basin of some water, and to your left, another basin of water, and you look, and it's you, but definitely much younger a face than you remember. You look around, and it seems to be some sort of weird occult-like ceremony happening. People are cutting their hands and leaving blood on a center stone. The dark voice comes through. Disappointing, Saul. You were so promising, and yet so disappointing. You think that your God would want to use you? You betrayed him. Look at this. Practicing dark arts and trying to summon, more of me.
No, I never did this.
Oh, but you did. Succeed! No. Attempt, yes. But that's all that really matters now, isn't it? That you tried.
I don't know.
Roll another check for me.
Did I ever do this? Shit.
Oh no.
It's an 18.
But you did, Saul. But you did. I'm not making any of this. This is inside of you.
No.
Look around. Look around.
Do I look around? Do I recognize any of the people?
No, you don't. You do not.
I don't know any of these people. This isn't. I wouldn't do this.
But you did. You were actually quite promising. A young acolyte. Pledged to serve the Druidic Order.
Is that what I was before?
Indeed. You were a member of the Druidic Order. My greatest helpers. You guys have been helping us out for millennia. Of course you never knew. Because if you did, why would you help? No. People don't help evil out because they think it's evil. If they knew it was evil, or rather, if they thought it was evil, they wouldn't want to do it. They know not to. Oh, but sometimes we trick ourselves, even though we know it's not. We'd rather not think about it like that.
This is fake. This is an illusion you're putting in my head.
Oh, but it's not, Saul. But it's not. Because look. And you look over and you see Kyo's staff sitting in the corner.
I didn't even know Kyo before I lost my memory.
I never said that you knew Kia. But you did know who had the staff. Long, long time ago. She was much too late. All of you perished well before she arrived. After all, she was late. She was held up in business down in Vitterbrid. But you too far north. She couldn't make it. She wasn't there. She was on business. But regardless, the staff of the order remained with the order. That is, until you all were scattered. But let's continue on this little field trip, shall we? You kind of turn around, and obviously hours later, there's fire everywhere. He goes, can't even disappoint your god effectively now, can you? Didn't work out the way you planned. See, those Cintrans, they caught up to what you were doing. Now, a couple of them came in, sealed up the problem. Of course, we weren't released yet. See, with us, it's a lot more difficult. We have to come in on your permission. We don't just enter the world. Evil never just enters the world on its own whim. You bring it here. But we were foiled. Again, by an all too familiar face. Perhaps you recognize him, and you kind of look off into the distance, and there's a fairly run-ragged Sam Silspin looking away from you and kind of breathing heavily. Of course, he spared you. Not that you were important. The others didn't make it. After all, why should he spare them? They were bringing more of us.
By the power of my God, the One, I command you. Tell me your name.
Were you? All of you. We are not one that hides in the shadow of the night. We are your shadow. See, we were brought in by silly mortals such as yourself that wanted to feel free of the influence of your strong god. He had locked us away. We were far, far away. So far. And yet you created us. You mortals created us, and we just keep coming back. Because you can't help yourselves. We feed off of you. We feed off your fear, your agony, your anger, your deceit, all your lies, your hatred, violence, lusting after one another, your debauchery, your drunkenness. It feeds us all. And with every passing attempt, violation of your God's rules brings us strength. Do you really think that you could stick up to us? We are the culmination of all of your evils.
See, you misspoke there. You said that my God trapped you. Thank you for telling me that. That's all the faith I need. Uh, I know that you don't hold a candle to my God. So let's see what you can do against one of his lowly servants. And I look out through the darkness for the figure.
The figure looks at you. And it just... roll.
Okay. Oh, that went off the table. Fuck. All right. 17.
All right. You kind of get knocked backwards and hit this invisible wall behind you. Roll again.
Okay. 20.
You kind of refocus yourself, and you focus really hard, and then both of you get knocked back.
All right. Some
You know, Andrew, we should really timestamp this because like some epic music in the background for when.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, this whole time, like whenever y'all started doing the back and forth between Saul and the figure, I was like, "Liar" by Queen. It was just in my head. I was like, that fits this pretty well, actually.
yeah.
Nice. All right, your next roll.
Okay. That is a 31.
All right, you just and it gets slammed into this invisible ceiling and crashes down. And it goes and it goes and launches you back into the wall.
You know, I thought you'd be a little bit harder for something that Sam couldn't even contain.
It looks at you and goes, "This isn't what makes us strong, you fool." And then you kind of look around and there's hundreds of beetles crawling up your legs.
Knock him off.
They just keep coming.
Oh God.
They get all over your face. They're crawling in everywhere. They start getting in your mouth.
Oh wow. Wow.
Roll again.
Okay. I'm gonna use another D20 this time. 21.
All right. Cool. You are in a panicked frenzy.
Okay. I probably like am swatting at the bugs and then get to the point where I'm just like in a fetal position trying to just like probably dry heaving because the bugs are in my mouth.
The dark voice is like almost whispering in your ear, and he goes, "And all you have to do is take back what you said, and this is all over."
I will never renounce my God. He speaks through
Uh,
me.
roll again.
Okay. 19. Golly.
It goes, "I guess you are just going to have to see this our way." And then you kind of feel this hand push you, and you fall into this liquid, and you're like trying to swim, but it stings,
Oh.
and you can't. You taste it, and it tastes of foul ale.
Oh God. I'm probably this is a direct representation of my sin, essentially. That's gonna hit me the hardest. Um, ow. Uh, okay.
Give me another.
Can I jump in real quick and throw my Providence point at Saul?
Unfortunately, no.
That's
I'm
what I
gonna have to
figured,
role
but I
play this
figured
one
I
out.
would check that. Yeah.
My. All right, that's an 18.
Okay. You kind of get after you roll that, you kind of get washed up on shore, and it's all of a sudden light outside. You look back, and the ale's gone, and it's a beach. Sunny, there are birds cawing in the air. And you look up, and there's this person dressed in like this brilliant white, standing just a couple feet from you. He goes, "Stand up, my child."
I struggle to my feet.
You need not struggle anymore.
I look up at the figure and weep.
He goes, "It's all right. You could never have beaten it anyway.
What are you talking about?
Come, rest. It is done."
It. I. I look. I look around to see if the the darkness is still there.
Roll.
22.
You can't see any darkness.
Okay. I go with this figure.
You kind of sit down next to the figure, and he goes, "It's all right. Your friends will be fine. There's no need to worry. Just rest. Enjoy what you deserve. Long, long rest."
Could I make another? I. This doesn't. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't go with what I've read. I. I don't feel right about this. What of what you taught me? I don't understand. I make another.
What do you mean, my child? This is paradise.
I set out to finish something. I have unfinished business. Let me fight for you. If you
He
are my god.
goes, "My child, you already are."
Could I make another religion check?
Absolutely, you can. You can make as many checks as you like. I mean,
Yeah.
barring time
That,
rules, but yeah, sure.
that's a 24. Because I don't trust this. I don't feel. 24.
Your gut tells you that something's wrong.
Okay. I start backing away from the figure. You're you aren't my god,
What do you mean, my child? This is what you deserve. This is paradise. This isn't this what you wanted?
and I'm going to uh, by the power of the one, I command you, reveal yourself, your true form.
You kind of hear this kind of the robes fall away and the black figure remains and it gets cloudy and dark again. Goes, damn you. Should have just stayed asleep and rested, Saul. Should have just stayed asleep.
I won't rest
You
until
could have been
you
happy,
are vanquished.
but now you're going to have to die.
If I die, I'm taking you with me.
Very well, then. Any last words?
Um, if you kill me, I will see eternal paradise, knowing that I have done everything I can in the efforts, in the guidance of the sight unseen, the glorious one, my God. I will go to hell with you as long as you are no longer here.
That really gets him upset. And you just. Nah! And he charges at you, grabs you around the throat, and then you get dragged under into this darkness. And it's all gone.
I am, yeah, I'm going to retaliate. Even when he grabs me, I'm also going to take my chain off and grab him. So we're along for the ride, going
All
full
right.
on.
You guys are falling through the dark and kind of grappling him with your chain. Any prayers?
Uh, just another prayer for um, strength in faith, because I know that's the only thing that can help me now.
Awesome. Cool.
And well, I don't know if would I even have no. I'm this is too big of a fish to pray for my friends right now. I would say I'm too focused on this. This is gonna take all of my energy for me to be thinking about something else.
You just, as you kind of think that, you kind of hear the voice of Sam in the back of your head. Is it really about you, or is it about something else?
Okay. I guess I am gonna pray for the safety of my friends and all of. I would say Saul is praying for the safety of his friends and for the strength and faith in the form of um, reminiscing on all of the times when his faith has been affirmed and the good times that he's had with the party as they descend. And he is happy.
All right. Roll 3d20.
Okay. What do you want me to do with those? Tell you the numbers on them?
Yeah,
Got a
just
6.
independently.
Okay, a 6 without yeah, without adding any modifier, right? Without
Mm-hmm.
it. Okay, a
Yeah, no
6,
modifier.
an 11, and a 19.
All right. As you descend into the darkness, everything goes quiet. You kind of fall back with a smile on your face, satisfied that this is all that you can do. The dark, shadowy figure that you're pulling with you makes an effort to escape. You almost hear him screaming no, but not quite. And then, nothing. No falling, almost floating sort of feeling. Nothing's there. Nothing at all. Then there's a light and a hand that reaches out. Cutting back to the battle. You guys hear this ear-deafening crack from back where the tree was, and then this. Kyo, you feel this rustle across the trees like a shockwave, and a whole bunch of birds are flying up in the air.
I asked the forest what happened.
It is done.
Did the evil escape?
From the tree.
Where's
There.
Saul?
He's the new tree. Still standing. Not much time. Needs help.
Do you need me to go there?
Cannot contain. Do not know what's happening.
Can I roll to slip my bindings?
Yes, you can. Do you nudge Station?
No.
Okay.
Is it just a stealth roll?
I mean, well, there's a stealth roll to make sure they don't figure you out, but there's also a roll to see if you can slip out of your bindings.
Okay. Nat 20 to slip out. And then stealth roll. Hang on, I can't see. Stealth roll is an 18.
All right.
Plus 5.
All right, you successfully, shimmy out of your bindings.
I run like hell toward the tree.
All right. Station, you kind of notice that Kyo's gone, and you look back, and she is bolting into the forest.
Can I? We're just kind of behind the line. We're not
Yeah.
charging with them, right? We're just kind
You're quite a bit behind the line, actually.
of. Is there anyone around us? Should I?
I mean, there's a few, but they're fairly preoccupied.
Are they holding on to the rope?
Um,
Or are we just
yes, but kind of loosely.
Does the person with the rope have a weapon on them?
Indeed, they do. Actually, both of them do. But they're not looking at you right now.
The noise of the cracking was deafening even from a distance, you said?
There was a very loud crack, but feels almost like only you two heard it.
I'm gonna transform while bound, I think.
Awesome. All right, you transform and those binds break. But the two kind of turn around and go, "What the?"
And I'm gonna run after
And you
Kia.
just kind of bolt off, and they just kind of look at each other, look at you running off, and they go, "Well, get on after him," and they start running after you too. But they're significantly slower than you. So, how do you guys intend to cross the mud?
They made rafts, right?
Indeed, they did.
Well, I'm on the raft.
Well, I mean, they're rafts tied together. It's like a floating bridge almost.
Okay, then yeah, I'm running across that.
Cool. After a little bit, Kyo, Seishin has caught up to you in bear form.
What are you doing?
Come on, he needs our help. I, pick her up with my neck, flip her up onto my back.
Absolutely bolting. All right. Some time passes and you get to the area and you're just kind of there and Saul's floating there for a bit and then you see him off in the distance, like he's floating in the distance and then he just kind of falls.
Scream Saul's name and run to him.
I run
All right.
harder and faster than I've ever ran. Ever.
You guys run up to him and there's just blood dripping down his mouth.
I shake him and scream his name.
There's no response.
Seishin wants to try to sniff out if there's any life while he's still in bear form.
Roll.
While he's doing that, can I look at the tree?
Yeah. The tree is cloven in two. It's a very large gap in the middle.
I rolled a 17. I'm gonna add a D4 with Ancestor's Gift to that.
Okay.
Let me find one. Oh, come on.
I got a D4 if you
Yeah,
want.
I got it.
Here, I'll pass it to you.
That's gonna be a 20.
All right. You sniff and you... It's hard to tell. There's death everywhere. It's kind of guards laying around.
Kyo, can you heal him?
Run to the tree, and I put both of my hands on the, cloven parts. And I try to feel for something. Try to ask the forest what's happening.
Forrest goes, it's empty. You won't feel anything there.
Where did the evil go?
Gone. Don't know where.
What's it saying?
You said he needed help.
He got help. I'm sorry you were too late. But help wasn't too late. Help was there.
Hio looks back at Seishin and then looks back at the tree and then just collapses sobbing.
Seishin feels the letter that Saul slipped into his pocket, through the fabric, and he slips on the ring to see if he can see Saul's soul anymore.
Not there.
Seishin transforms back to human form. I guess he kind of had to do that to put the ring on in the first place. He takes the ring off and just falls to his knees over Saul's body. Just paralyzed. No words, no tears, no nothing.
As you guys are standing there, sobbing, sound of horse hooves. Walk around, and you hear this voice. A friend of yours.
I turn and look.
It's this man dressed in very fine colors. The signet ring on his middle finger. Very large sword at his side. Very large horse in general. He's a pretty big man. Lean, but not frail. Strong, but not stocky. He peers down, he looks at the tree. He looks down, he goes, "Do you mind telling me what happened here?"
There was evil contained in this tree. It's gone. And our friend is gone with it.
I can't even begin to fathom what that means. But I truly am sorry. I heard a great crack. I don't believe anyone else heard it. I figured there was something wrong. I was on my way to oversee how the battle was going. But it may be too late. Tell me, has the battle ended already?
Yes.
And who won?
Hard to say.
Then I must be swift. I'm sorry for your loss, newfound friends. Bury him well. He deserves a much better place than this. Somewhere proper. Whatever was able to destroy that tree, if he was able to defeat that, he deserves a burial fit for a king. He takes out this very shiny coin with a gem embedded in it and flips it to you. He goes, "I'm sure we're all indebted to him." And he and his entourage begin trotting off towards the
Wait.
battle.
What's your name?
He's too far off for him to hear you. There's a squire running past that kind of looks at you and you go, "You don't know who he is?"
No.
That's the steward. He's come to the battle to solidify a victory for the kingdom.
Uh-oh.
That right there's going to be the future king. He starts running after because he's very much behind. All right. I don't know if y'all know what to do in this situation, so let me know if you guys need a little bit of time to think about what your characters are going to do. And in that case, I can cut to Hunter and narrate the battle. Hunter, you're kind of overlooking the battle.
What question? Would Dante have heard the crack or no?
I'm gonna say no for now.
Okay, well that eliminates the know what question I asked. Alright, good to know.
As the armies kind of got close, there was a pause. There's some shouting back and forth. Various derogatory insults were exchanged. And then charging occurred, screaming, Lots of pushing, shoving. At one point, it would seem as one of the shield walls would fail, and then it would come back together, and then another time the other one would fail, and they would push back. This goes on for several hours. And then the sun starts to rise, off in the distance. And you look off into the distance, and there's a procession of fast-moving horses towards the battle. Shortly after that, there's horns, and then yells back and forth, and you can't really tell what's going on. From what you can tell, hundreds have been pulled back from the infirmary. The first wave of the battle went terribly for both sides. Lots of losses. These guys coming back with missing limbs, holes in their bodies, etc. Lots of arrows. But for now, there's quiet on the battlefield, and people are pulling people off and rearranging themselves. One of
There wouldn't have been any chance I could have, like, I guess I wouldn't really have any reason to, but there wouldn't have been any chance I could have tried to escape the battle, would there?
I mean, theoretically you could, but it would be difficult to say where you could go.
Yeah.
Because there would be a vanguard behind where the infirmary tent is to make sure they weren't flanked. And even if you did get around them, it's swamp and woods for miles, and you don't know where you are.
Yep, well, I'm stuck.
One of the infirmary workers looks at you and goes, "Can you tell me what's happening on the battlefield?"
Mm, lots of people are dying.
Is it still going on? I heard a horn.
It's paused for now.
Paused. Did you manage to see if any of the flags were being waved, or a horn, a specific horn, was blown?
All I know is that a horn was blown.
There's a pause, you say.
Yes.
What else do you see on the battlefield?
Blood, corpses, arrows, spears, shields,
Roll for me,
horses.
Hunter.
Okay. 11. Well, I'm gonna think here.
All right. You kind of look out and you see some people running up, and they set up a small tent in the middle of the battlefield. And the processionary from Moorland's side and the processionary from your side, they kind of meet in the middle, and it's a large crowd gathering around the tent. And around the tent, there seems to be a bit of commotion, but you can't tell what about. Then, after a while, the processions cease, the tent's taken down. The sun is well above the horizon at this point. The infirmary worker goes, "Well, what's going on? Be my eyes and ears. I can't really look up."
There was a tent set up. Looks like a procession. I have no way to tell what went on, but
Is it like a meeting?
I believe so. Between our side and the enemies.
Is there a flag being waved on the way back?
Can I check to see that?
Yes, you can.
13.
It's a red and black flag.
Would I happen to know which side flag that is?
No, but you can tell him what the flag looks like.
Okay.
He
There's a
goes,
red and black flag.
kind of sits there and goes, the battle's done, but there will be a duel.
What does that mean?
It means that we have too many losses and neither side wants to keep going and losing more men, so they decide they're going to pick 2 people to die at the chance of dying at the spare of 2,000.
I suppose that means that the winner of the duel wins the battle.
Indeed. At that moment, some guards come into the infirmary tent and go, yeah, that's him. They start walking over and they grab a hold of you. Go, you're coming with us.
Mm.
They kind of like slam you against the table and tie you up and bring you along. Seishin, Kyo, what have you been doing in this meantime?
Station has been on his knees, head down, completely motionless the entire time.
Kyo went back to crying.
In fact,
All right.
Station doesn't know what else to do in this moment.
All right. After a little while, the same page boy kind of runs back and goes, I'm really sorry to interrupt, but the battle's over, but I need your help. I need you to talk to the steward. He's being silly. He shouldn't do this. He's going to fight.
He's fight what?
The battle's done. They decided
Take
that
us
a duel
because
between the
I know
2
what
leaders
to
of the camps would settle the battle instead of more battles.
Okay, take us with you. Let's go.
All right. As y'all are kind of walking off, do you guys take Saul's body with you, or are you leaving it there?
Station carries it, both arms.
Okay, cool. The page kind of looks at you and goes, basically, whoever wins wins it all. Whoever loses dies. But not before submitting to the other one. So basically, whoever wins keeps the throne. He goes, now, the steward's a very strong fighter. He's a very strong man, but I don't like it.
How far is the lake, the battle, from where we are?
Like 45-minute run.
Station very quietly. The first words that he mutters, since he found Saul, he asks, what of the other leader? What do you know of him?
He goes, all I know is he has a lot of scars on his face.
Is he a swordsman?
I don't know, but he seemed to have his pick of blades on his side.
Station's eyes are just like He's complete. His eyes are just dead, not focused on a single thing, just walking blankly, completely in his head.
He had this weird presence. It's almost as if he could feel you, even though he wasn't looking at you.
Do you think that? Do you think that your leader won't stand a chance?
I don't know. I just don't like the risk. But I can't convince him. But I can't even convince my patron. Maybe he could convince him. But I need you to convince him to convince the steward. Please just do something.
Station looks to Kiko. Not with any one type of expression on his face. Heal me, Kyo. Give me all the strength that you can.
She puts his hand on his shoulder. Puts her hand on his shoulder.
Roll.
This might be a good time for the Providence Point Hunter, potentially.
Gifted.
That is it.
My boy, you are at full health.
Wait, he used his Providence point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Station carefully lays Saul's body down at Kyo's feet. And he says, leave him to rest. And Station will transform and begin to where the battle is.
All right. You dart off. Kia, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep walking towards the battle? Or are you going to stick where you're at?
I think I'll just kind of lean Saul up against a tree. And I'll put my head on his forehead and kind of close my eyes. And say just thank you. And then walk off.
All right. Station, you get to the battle and it's like 11:30 at this point. A lot of time has actually passed.
Wait, PM?
No,
In the morning?
AM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's gonna be like almost noon soon.
Okay.
You kind of see the Surd gang geared up in the shiniest damn metal you have ever seen. In a form of armor that is perplexing to you. It's in almost like you, Andrew, would recognize it as plate mail. Sation has never seen plate mail before. Most of the time you guys get chain mail.
Right.
Every now and then you get a cool scale mail. Plate mail? Ooh. Exciting. What do you do?
I approach him while he's suiting up. I say, Sire, I feel that it's in this land's best interest that find a different way.
Without looking, he just goes, my dear, dear boy, this is the best way.
It can't be.
Oh, but it is. Am I not but one man? Surely there can be another. There are plenty of men in this kingdom that I am sure are worthy to take the throne. But if a sacrifice of one man can save thousands, now that is something that ought to be considered. This army on the other side has barely broken a sweat. We inflicted heavy wounds on them, but they've inflicted heavy wounds on us. We're running thin. They could probably keep going, but they've just been inflicted so many injuries on them that there's just not much they feel is worth it at this point. If I lose, they get my head. If I win, I get their loyalty. We have come to an agreement. This is the best way.
Is this really about the lives, countrymen? Or is this about the power? If this is the last time that you breathe on this earth, you would be wise to tell me what you're doing.
He kind of smirks and goes, "My dear boy, you don't understand the least bit about running a kingdom. The lives of my countrymen depend on the power that we can possess." So in a sense, yes, this is about power. But in another very real sense, the power is simply a tool.
Station clenches paw, I guess. A bear claw. Says, "You know nothing of truth.
It was perhaps I don't.
You know nothing of the most powerful men that have walked this earth. And you know nothing of where their power."
He goes, "Perhaps that is true. And perhaps I am being a bit of a fool. But without this fool, these men here will die."
As they're having this conversation, Station, he's not looking at the steward while this is happening. He's kind of trying to observe what's happening on the other line, like the other duelist that's on the other side. Like, can I see what they're, like, how he's suiting up and all that?
Yeah. So the other guy is in a similar plate. It's like plate and chain setup. He has several sheaths and weapons attached. And very well-built swords and a shield, and it's true he does have scars. But he doesn't look quite familiar to you. Of course, the one next to him looks very familiar to you. The one that you ran into in the tent. But this one's different. This one's different.
Station says to the steward, he says, if you are to duel and you are to lose your head, what then of your countrymen?
He goes, frankly, I don't think they're going to take my head. What good would that do them? I put myself at their mercy. In all likelihood, they'll probably take my children, hold them hostage in several castles, and they'll just keep me as a little puppet up in Stirling to make sure all my countrymen fall in line.
Is that the life you wish, countrymen? A life of
No one
pain,
wishes to lose.
a life of suffering. Is this truly what you want?
No
Win
one
or
wishes
lose.
to lose, my friend. But we do not go to fight because of what might happen if we lose. We go to fight on the promise of what we'll do when we win. He goes, now if you'll excuse me. He starts walking towards the dueling area. After a while, they kind of set up this ring of a wood fencing almost. The armies kind of gather around to watch. Keo, have you were walking towards the battle, right? So you've probably arrived at this point. The battle's about to begin. You kind of make your way forward and you find Sation sitting on the edge. Coincidentally, you also see Dante in the enemy's garb, tied up on the other side of the arena. And then there's a deep from a horn. And a short, stocky man kind of steps out and he goes, welcome, friends. Enemies. Today we settle this battle on a duel. Should the Steward of Moorland win, we, the warriors of Jorgenland, will stop here at this pass and take up residence in the nearby hills, taking castles that have long been abandoned as our posts and swearing fealty to the steward. Additionally, we will grant him the hostages shown before you, and there are several people who have been captured throughout the battle, including Dante. Should he lose, some of these hostages of less importance won't need to be hostages anymore. Some of them will be kept, and he will swear fealty to our lords. Standard rules of combat may apply. It is a battle to yield. May the best man win. And then rapid drums start happening. Drums are playing, bagpipes are flaring, and then silence. And the two
Before they attack each other, Carl,
yeah.
Station doesn't open the letter, but holds the letter from Saul between his hands and does his best to pray for the safety of this. What
I need more dice. 1 second, folks. I gotta dig for d20s.
Here, have one of mine.
Oh. Thanks, bud. Never mind you watching at home that totally noticed that those are 2 different colored dice.
That could be edited in post.
That's just the filter that you have on, Carl.
Yeah.
For your camera. He's got a red filter.
Red filter. Why am I still white?
That's a mystery right there.
Wait, babe. All right. Cool. All right. The battle begins. The other guy steps forward and strikes first. The steward parries with his shield and quickly makes a counter strike with his other weapon, which is just as easily parried. Several exchanges of parries and slashes exchanged. And the opponent seems to fall back. He throws his sword at the steward, which is dodge, but then the opponent rushes with a knife, but is caught by the steward's hand. Immediately following, the steward wrestles the knife out of his hand, which clatters to the ground and socks him in the stomach with his shield. The opponent then kicks the steward down on the ground, and takes his shield and tries to hit the steward. Steward rolls out of the way, taking his sword and slashing at the knees. It hits chainmail. While bruised, the other guy falls forward and tries to roll away. The steward gets on top of him and tries to stab him. The other guy, out of nowhere, pulls another equally as large sword. There was no handle there. There was no nothing. He pulls it out of thin air from a scabbard. Deflects the attack. The steward pushes down farther. The opponent struggles and pushes him off. They both get up onto their feet. Dead quiet. They're kind of circling around, waiting for an opening. This duel goes on for a little while longer, slashing and cutting. Tense moments of pause. Finally, the opponent charges, screaming in rage. The steward dodges to the side. Hits him on the back. The opponent's helmet rolls off. The opponent looks up. Fear is in his eyes as the steward slams the sword down, but stops. He kind of grabs the opponent, leans up, whispers something in his ear, pushes him back. And after a moment of hesitation, delivers the final blow. Silence ensues, the head of the opponent rolling on the ground. And then cheers from the Moorish army's side. Shouting, jeers, cheers, all of the above. And as he walks back, he looks to you, Sation, and he goes, I understand that you have a friend over there in the hostages.
Station very slowly nods one small nod.
And he goes, very well then. If he is as resilient as you and your friends, from what I'm told by my grandson, I will have use of you. Go gather him. I have need of you, and of any other strange friends that you may have, and meet me back in Sterling when this is all done. 3 days' time. It will take some time to clean up this mess and make arrangements.
One more nod. Silent.
And he walks off. The rest of the day is pretty much spent with surrender treatises and talking. I assume you guys probably don't stick around for too much of that, because you don't really have too much say in politics, really. What I would assume you do, you probably would head back to the castle, or to Saul's body first, and then to the castle. Do you get back to the castle? Jericho goes, Is he really gone?
Station looks at his feet. Does nothing.
Shame. I liked the funny man. Unfortunately, it's hard to feel very much of anything after this much sitting. Many people have passed in my time. He kind of looks around, goes, I will bury him in the courtyard. Kind of slumps off to go dig a hole. For a while, Saul gets buried. I assume you guys threw a little funeral for him. After a while, there's a knock at the castle door, and there's Dante, tied up with a guard who yields him to you. He goes, Get on there, spy. Don't like the fact that we had to give you up, but a deal's a deal. He walks down from the hill. Also, what is with the massive skeletons in this town? Does that not bother any of you? No? Nothing? Alright. I gotta get out of here. This place gives me the creeps.
Dante.
I don't know if Hunter heard you.
Oh, I said hi.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't hear that. Yeah. Um. Well, he just nods his head.
Jericho turns around and goes, You missed funeral.
Funeral for who?
Holy man.
I have a question.
Dante kind of looks down, looks at his hands, kind of puts them together like this, and thinks to himself and says, Saul, I will remember you.
I have a question, Carl.
Yeah,
When Saul was buried, was he buried with his chain on his neck?
that's up to you.
Okay. Saul was buried without his chain on his neck. Station's been clutching it in his hands.
Jericho kind of sits there and goes, Jericho will remember. Jericho remembers all his friends. Kind of slowly and turns and walks back to the hall. He goes, Jericho also misses Hazor and little Kevlin, wherever they are off to.
Dante, well, I guess he was already turning to, is facing the party, but says to Station and Theo, I'm sorry that I could not be there.
None of us. Not a single.
I wish I could have found a way to escape. Didn't exactly work out as you saw, but regardless, I hope he is in a better place. And I'd like to think that he went out with a smile on his face. I know that I only known him and you all for a short time, but he did seem like a good man. It is our task for him to be remembered as such. And I will certainly hold my card.
Station reaches in, and he removes the letter that Saul told him to read. Didn't return. Blaine, I have a very cinematic way of thinking about this, so if you want to play with me here a little bit.
Okay.
Do you also have a copy of the letter?
I'm gonna start reading this, Blaine, and if you want to complete it for me, you can.
All right. Wherever you stop, I'll pick up from.
Saul gave me this letter. Told me he did not return. That this was what he wanted us to hear from him. I've been avoiding this letter, but I think because this is what he asked me to do, I owe it to him at the very least. My dearest friends, as I sit here, helpless to the events that are unfolding, it is growing ever more clear what is required of me. The soldiers here are beginning to cut the darkness out of the great stone tree. When the tree is felled, it is my duty, as a servant of God, to face whatever might appear, and have faith that I am strong enough to stop it. But that is not why I write this letter, for this is a letter of thanks to my friends.
Friends, what amazing adventures we've had. Looking back on our travels, who could have imagined when we met in Vitterbrid that we would end up here, fighting to protect our homes and making new friends along the way? It truly seems like we were destined for this moment. I can only hope that destiny has you all in its favor and that the army can make it to you in time. But I digress. Um, I would like to use this letter to thank you all for allowing an old drunkard to tag along with you this whole time. Tassation, you are a great warrior that is more than worthy of using your family's hide. And even if your ideals may not align, I am sure your ancestors are very proud of you. And if not, know that I am. To Hazor, I can tell the bonds that you have with your friends run deep, but so do your grudges. Try to make peace with whatever demons may be haunting you, and know that forgiveness is the only way for you to grow. Uh, to Keo, I'm truly sorry about what happened in Vitterbrid. As somebody who has no memory of what their family was like, I cannot claim to understand how that felt. Um, I hope that through our adventures, you have found a sense of family and community among us. To Kevlin and Dante, although our time was short together, I cannot thank you enough for helping in our times of need. Dante, you are the most selfless assassin I have ever known, although I have not known many. Um, Kevlin, you are a brilliant child that I know will achieve great things. What a wild ride it's been. With love, Saul.
And with that, we end episode 14 of Campaign 1, Season 1. Thank you for joining us for this adventure, friends. We look forward to seeing you in Season 2, which will air sometime in the next few weeks. With that, all of us here at Dice Addicts Anonymous are thankful for having you along for the ride, and good night.